right, guys, welcome back to this week's episode of the Leo's Touch podcast. I am super excited for today's episode because I have a good friend of mine with me today, and we are talking about something a little bit different. We are steering away from the mental health aspect of what we've been talking about in previous episodes, and now we are talking about something that is very dear to me, and we are talking about faith and how faith is in not only in our lives, in our relationships, in our careers, in everything that we do, and how we incorporate that into our lives. So without further ado, I am really excited to introduce my guest, Alexis.
Hi.
Say what's up to the people.
Hi, guys.
So just a little bit of an introduction for Alexis. Yeah. You are a newfound business owner. Well, I guess not new. I mean, you've always had that entrepreneur vibe going on, but now officially, Dark Sugar has its own home.
Exactly.
Like it's launched and fully to go. So, if you don't mind telling us a little bit about that right off the bat.
Absolutely. So yes, my name is Alexis. I own a hair company called Dark Sugar. Dark Sugar is pretty much something I started after I started styling hair.
Okay.
So I noticed that a lot of clients would ask me where they could get good extensions from. And when I came into Canada about 7-8 years ago, there wasn't a lot of good resources for that. So I thought to myself, why not just start a hair company? And so we cater to women of all colors. I carry extensions that can be installed into your hair no matter what kind of hair you have. So African textured hair, Caucasian hair, doesn't matter. And it's been growing. I'm happy.
Love it. And I can and a lot of people don't know about this. A lot of people who are watching.
Okay.
How Alexis and I know each other is she braids my hair. She also dreads my hair too as well. So I can vouch for her that she knows how to work with Caucasian really people because she did good work on my hair.
Thank you.
So Alexis, every person that I have on the show, I ask them the first question, and the first question is, what is the most meaningful thing to you today? What is the most meaningful thing to Alexis today?
That's a tough question. The most meaningful thing to me today would be to just see a smile on the face of others. I don't know if that
that's good.
That is the most meaningful thing to me. Absolutely.
I love that. And like seeing smile on friends or just anybody.
Anybody making your day, hearing those words, lifesaver, just making someone happy makes me so happy.
Love that.
Yes.
I love that. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
A lot of people say family, a lot of people say relationships, but I love that because that just speaks to who you are.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, starting off today's episode, what we kind of just ran over a little bit, some of the key points that we'll be touching on today. You are not from Canada.
No.
Right. So, talking a little bit about that and how, are you a permanent resident now? Because last time we talked about this was like a couple months ago.
I know. Not yet. I'm still working.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. So, what was it like for you, and when did you move to Canada, and what was that like coming to Canada?
It was scary. I actually think I had no emotions, to be honest. I was.
So when like people ask you back home, like, you're going to Canada? Yeah.
Honestly, yes. I had no emotions. Maybe it was from a place of fear.
Okay.
Or
Fair.
Same feeling also passes along to when I lost my dad. I was really young, 8. I was just watching cartoons. They told me your dad. I'm like, okay. I was just watching. So I think it's maybe my unconscious, what's that word?
That like
a knee-jerk reaction. Like it's like I just go into a state of emotion.
You know, I actually had one of my good friends on the show. His dad unfortunately killed himself.
Oh, no.
And we were talking about like depression in that episode and how that affects us and stuff like that. And Shelby mentioned like when he got the news, he just like shelled up. Like he just went back to bed after. And not that that's like a horrible thing, but sometimes that's how like that happens.
Yes.
And you know how you take that is
exactly
how you take that. So when, like, how old were you when your father passed away?
Of course, I was 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what were your, and like in that, I mean, you talk about not really having emotions or anything when that happened, but I mean, you're 8, so it's kind of hard to understand that.
It is hard.
But coming back to the topic of like with faith, how did that influence your faith, or what was that like for you from that perspective for so early on?
Well, at that time, I think I was too young to understand what was going on. I just knew that he wouldn't be there as often. And it's funny that you say that it ties into faith, actually, because now that I think about it, I just knew that, well, my mom did a great job of reinforcing us that everything's going to be okay, everything's fine. I didn't really feel like he was gone, to be honest, but I knew he was, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't lack in anything. So that's such a great concept that has transferred into my youth now, because I don't feel fear as much as I should, if that makes sense. I take good risks, well, calculated risks. Like, I just go into anything, just knowing that it will be fine. Maybe that's stupid, the entrepreneur part of me, but I take calculated risks, but I also know that no matter what, everything's gonna turn out okay. That's
And that's more. Would you say that's more or less like your faith, like you trust in God, and to so much to the point that you know that He's your provider.
100%.
Right? I love that, because that's something that right now for me is the biggest thing. Right, my roommate, he's moving out, and now I'm left with like this apartment by myself, and I'm kind of like, I just like quit my job. I started my own business now, and I'm like kind of like, don't panic. But now I'm focusing all of it to Him, you know.
Love it.
And so that's like a big thing, and that's why I'm so happy that you're here to talk about this today. So so when you came to Canada, what was your intent? What was the reason for coming to Canada?
Make mom happy.
Really?
Yes.
And where is mom?
Oh, mom's in Nigeria.
Still? Okay.
Yes. She has a business there. That's where I sort of, started picking up unconsciously that business skill, I guess.
You just had the boss in you.
Like, negotiation, watching her do her thing. That's why I say it's all part of the plan. And I remember a couple months before I came here, I started selling handbags. So what I would do is I'd go into the market where nobody wants to go into, like you need to be Nigerian to know what I'm talking about, like in there, and I would grab beautiful bags and I would bring them back to the city and put a price on it, and ladies were like, "What? I've never seen this before. I want it." And my mom's like, maybe you should have some in the store, because she has a boutique.
Oh, okay.
So I actually had a platform to show off these bags, and that's how I started. I got a taste of,
you just started hustling
profit.
Like,
this is not so bad. And it's just amazing. I feel like God was just preparing me to be by myself in a strange land, start a brand from literally nothing. It's just amazing. It's amazing.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So when you moved here, what year did you move to Winnipeg?
I moved 2012. I left Canada the last day of 2011, and I landed the first day of 2012.
Really?
Yes.
You landed on like the coldest day that you could possibly get to this country.
Said Happy New Year in the plane.
Oh, jeez.
Really, we did.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So 2012, and then when you got off the plane, like, because you went to school right away too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
What did you take in school?
I majored in psychology and management, business management.
Sweet. And then.
But that was not the plan.
What was the plan?
The plan was nursing, actually.
Really?
Oh yeah. From a Nigerian home, you're either a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, just like high top jobs
and like
top
safe
careers.
Jobs.
Exactly. Thank you. Safe. Okay. But I mean, I'm smart, but it wasn't looking too well on the paper. And also I just started my business, so I had I couldn't focus in school alone. I would have orders unfulfilled. Yeah. And then was a great time because, like I said, there was no vendor for hair extensions then. It was kind of just me. Yeah. So it was a great time to start a business. So, it was, and then I went into psychology. I talked to an advisor. She's like, you know what? Seems like you're interested in human behavior and that. Why don't you look into psychology? And while in psychology, I needed a minor to graduate, and business management was right along there. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And I loved it.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I'm actually going to go back to school.
I love
that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What was that? What?
Oh, I think I'm actually going to go back to school.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you want to take now if you go back?
Just more business courses. Okay. I honestly don't know yet, but I feel a calling to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's really interesting because like that's one thing, just in my experience right now, that's one thing that I'm hoping to do too as well, is to go to school and just so I can better my craft
Do
and
it.
better understand.
Yes.
And so many people come up with the excuse, oh, when you have time for your business, or like to be learning on the go. And like you just said, like you started the business, you started a
Exactly.
business right when you got here.
Exactly.
And so then when like kind of noticing and realizing the opportunity for that and trying to like pursue that, what was that like in the beginning? Like where did you go? Did you seek advice from anybody, or did you just like kind of stick to you and just do it?
You know what? When I first started, I didn't have any guidance. Remember, I'm coming to a country where I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
I did have my mom. My mom had some friends here. You know, like if you need anything, reach out to kind
Yeah.
of thing. But most of I'm by myself. So I honestly was just winging it. I was just winging it, and I winged it good, I guess.
And now look.
I built my first car cash.
Wow.
I made bad decisions.
Okay.
You know what I mean? A little bit of bad decisions.
I mean, we all do in the beginning, right?
But for the most part, it was great. I feel like now I'm much more in a better place, taking all that experience and assets I've accumulated then, like to do dark sugar right now, if that makes sense. Yeah.
So taking all the lessons that you've learned, the resources, just to...
And I wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah.
So with that and with leaving your home, leaving your mom, do you have brothers, sisters, anything
No,
like that?
I have a sister. She's in Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah, she came 2 years after me.
Oh,
She's
sweet.
studying nursing.
Well, okay, so she's studying nursing.
Yes.
So, okay. And she likes that?
She loves it. She loves helping people as well.
Okay.
She also loves makeup. So I'm like, look into that.
Come
YouTube.
over here and do some
yeah.
that.
But no, she loves what she does.
I love that. That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that kind of now brings me into the next portion and going from like school and understanding what you did there, and now how it's applying a little bit to your business and that you even want to go back to school.
Yes.
That's really awesome. Do you read a lot of books? Like just like not like textbooks, but just like other books?
I do read, but I don't have time to read.
That's fair.
But I do, because reading is essential. It's always, like you said, it's always good to go back. You're always learning. And I find that along the journey of life, you're always reaching crossroads and bridges, if I can use that word, where you have to you have to become a higher version of yourself.
Yeah,
and you need to learn to become that person. So I should read more.
Preach it.
Trick question.
Awesome. So then kind of coming from that, so tell me a little bit about then how your mom influenced you. Like how seeing her be a boss,
I know,
seeing her have her own business, how that has made you help you become the person who you are today.
I think my mom has influenced my life 100%. She single-handedly raised me and my sister after my dad passed away. And she experienced a lot of trauma in the sense of, in the Nigerian culture, specifically our religion, we're Benin, when your husband passes away, there's a lot of rituals that the lady goes through. She has to shave her hair. She has to be secluded. Just a lot of traumatic things that alone would make you just give up on life. Like, just be like, you know what? Yeah. So for her to rise from all of that, continue the business, we had to leave where we were because the family of my dad took away all his possessions, so she had to start from scratch. And thank God for her business, right? Yeah. So she built a house all by herself. So just seeing all of that, just I think unconsciously just created, I don't know what the words to use, but it just made me who I am today. Yeah. And I see myself becoming more like her, fearless, making tough decisions. I still talk to her. I still, ask her for guidance. But no, absolutely, she's such a kind person. But you wouldn't believe that sort of kind person can be so ruthless in business. She's just an amazing woman. And I think I don't know if my dad was alive today, if I would still be the person I am. But who am I to question? Like, I don't know. Yeah. If this was, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like this is your path. This is
Exactly.
what you're supposed to be going through. And I think, and I absolutely love what you said. I talk a lot about my mom on the show just because like she's my rock. Like that's my lady.
Yes.
You know. But I absolutely love that how you said that your mom could be so loving and caring, but still such a boss. Like still take care of business as is. And I feel like that's how you are too as well. I've gotten to know you quite a bit, and you know, see how you handle your business. But yet
I'm too nice for business sometimes, but yeah,
we've talked a little bit about that too as well. But I think for the most part, you are taking care of business and making sure everybody's good too as well.
Yes.
And, you know, you've always taken care of me too as well.
Thank God.
So I appreciate you. So kind of bouncing off of that and talking a little bit about your mom and how she's had an impact 100%. On your life. What is now the focus and what is kind of the process for you when you're taking a risk, when you're going about starting a business and like going full tilt towards that business? What is that process for you from a faith standpoint?
Okay.
Right? What is that like for you in preparation? And then what do you make sure that you have all your eggs in order, and what does that all look like for you?
So when starting off any project within my business, I guess, I dwell a lot on past experiences. For me. That's a big one. Like I said, failing in code back when I started my business, just because I did make profits, but I didn't invest those profits properly. So just things like that, knowing if this is a pull or a push sell. So taking that knowledge from school, business management, it's just a lot of past experiences I put into.
So you take moments to reflect.
Exactly. And then if it has to do with another party, I know character is very important. So I analyze the person I'm dealing with. It's not enough for me to feel great and like to feel great about the business, and you know what I mean? It's because now it involves another party. I have to also look at that character. So it's a lot of things that go into it.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's good. So with that being said, we're going to take a little bit of a break here, and then we will be right back with the next question, which I will wait.
Come back.
Okay. Awesome. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this episode as much as we enjoyed making it. I wanted to take this time to share some information with you guys about Leo Fit. I'm launching Leo Fit with one out of 4 main services of our brand, and that is Leo Fitness Coaching. What that includes for those of you interested in the Winnipeg area is one-on-one in-person training. Secondly is our fully customizable workout plans for those of you anywhere in the world, with weekly check-ins on your progress and live coaching tips to help you achieve a higher fitness level. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode, and for anyone interested in Leo Fit, you can email us at inquiriesleofit@gmail.com. Again, that is inquiriesleofit@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for listening again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. Alrighty guys, welcome back again. Thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. And Alexis, we've touched a lot of stuff already, and in a short little period of time as well. So kind of let's touch a little bit back on your business, right? So Dark Sugar is the name.
Yes.
And so right now you're working in hair extensions still, like you have been when you started.
Yes. And
so what is the future of Dark Sugar? What is coming up for you, and what is like the slow progression, the slow process right now?
So Dark Sugar, first of all, I'm sure a lot of people were, what is that? It was a nickname given to me when I was back in school.
Okay.
It's really dark from the face and the neck, because our uniforms would cover the rest of our body. So yeah, so that's how I got Dark Sugar. But
That's like what a rapper would describe how he got his rap, like Pop Smoke or something like that.
That is it. My mom at first was not with it. That's why I started with DS Hair Extensions.
Okay.
But now she's okay because she's seeing the progress. She's like, yes, Dark Sugar. I'm like, okay. So at first when I started it, it was just a way to make money in terms of pay my rent, just lessen the burden from my mom. I didn't really have a direction. It was just hair extensions. Whatever you need, I've got it. But as time went by and as I started learning more and just hearing more from God where He would like me to take the brand to, um, I believe I would like to, yes, still remain in hair extensions.
Mhm.
Also, retire my mom. Remember, she has a boutique back in Nigeria.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Dark Sugar could go into
Would you want her to
clothing.
move here, or would you
Oh,
want to
yes.
stay? Yeah.
I just want her to just lie down and
Just
just
be
not
chilling.
do anything. Just do nothing. And,
Mom, if you're listening, Alexis
Yes.
is busting her ass
Yes,
to get you out here.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then also just, I believe we rise by empowering other people. So
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out how I want to use the brand to help other international students.
Okay.
But that's where I'm headed. A lot of people learn trades, like how to do hair, how to
Right.
sew clothes back home before they come here, just so they can, make some money for themselves.
Yeah.
So just Dark Sugar could be a home to those people. I don't know if you know what I mean.
So you want to kind of like start like a little bit of like a mentorship program and
Yes,
help
already
people, or-
started.
You already did.
Oh, yes, on the low.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
just a couple people that know that, Alexis, I can go to her for anything.
Yeah.
But more of now publicly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know yet.
That's awesome. I think that's the best place for you. I think, like even because I remember being in the shop. Well, I'd be there for like 6 hours.
I
at
know.
a time getting my hair done. But I'd see you how you like talk with the people around you, talk with
Yes,
the girls who were like
educate.
watching and learning and like
I love it.
Powerful.
Yes.
Very powerful.
Thank you.
And so now kind of moving forward, that's the future a little bit. You want to start
Yes.
employing other people and teaching them your style,
Yes.
your way, because I'm sure everybody does it different.
Oh yeah,
differently, right?
exactly. Everyone does it different. But the thing is, with hair extensions, it's mostly it's mostly done in the States.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right? So the new trends and everything start from the States.
Mm-hmm.
Very few people pick it up in Canada, and even fewer people in Winnipeg, because it's mostly in Toronto, like the bigger
Right.
cities.
Right.
So to be blessed to be able to just watch something off the screen and replicate it, I would love to help other ladies, like teach them and help them earn income, because I cannot do everyone's hair in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
So why not teach other people to
How
do
to
that?
do it, yeah.
And of course, as a businesswoman,
Gotta get that. Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. Of course.
So I think that is the way. That's the way we're headed now. But who knows?
I love that.
Yeah.
And something that I wanted to talk to you about even too as well. Right now I'm in this Win Big in Business challenge, and it's done by a gentleman named Steve Weatherford, who's
Okay.
this like Super Bowl champion, like
Nice.
football player, like
Nice.
something that resonates with me, obviously.
Of course.
But he's a man of faith, and he preaches and he prays before every podcast. And I absolutely love it. And I'm actually going to be
Love
having his co-host
Nice.
on the show soon.
Nice.
Which I'm really excited about. But one thing that he talks about in his podcast is when designing a business or building a business,
Yes.
to use God's plan.
Yes.
Use God's design when you do it.
Absolutely.
And he talks about like the steps of vision, structure, and he relays it to like when God created the earth and the moon and,
Yes,
and
very
everything, and man,
organized.
and like
Yes.
he said, "Let there be light." That's our vision.
Yes.
What's our vision for our business, and so on and so forth. I won't go into like crazy
Of
detail
course.
about it. But what is your vision more or less, or what was your vision? When you first touched down in Canada, and in 2012.
Yes.
What was your vision of DS
Yes,
at the
yes,
time, and now
exactly.
Dark Sugar?
Exactly.
Like, and how have you seen that follow through from that point?
So my vision when I first touched down in Canada was more of study. There was no DS. But after DS, I honestly could tell you I was just like a man in the wilderness. I had zero vision. It was just, you want this? Okay, here. Like, there was zero vision. There was no mission. I don't even know what I mean. It was just a business.
Yeah.
Literally.
Okay.
Now Dark Sugar is a brand I created after I graduated. This is Alexis after school, after lessons learned. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to answer this question without giving too much away.
That's all
Because,
right.
you know
That's
what
all
I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
I think my vision now is for Dark Sugar is just being a place of beauty, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the thing is, most of the clients I deal with personally in terms of doing their hair, they always come in with like past experiences of like not like, oh, this my hairstylist didn't do my hair great.
Yeah.
This happened. I don't feel like I don't like low self esteem,
Yeah.
and after we're done, I am not. I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to be dramatic. I literally hear screams in front of the mirror. Oh my! Like,
One of those screams was me.
yes. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, like I literally hear screams, and
Yeah.
I just would like Dark Sugar to just be a place for, I would say, for women of all colors. But I know how I felt when I first came here, not having like, not knowing where to go to and all of that. I would just like us to be that place for you here in Canada.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. No matter what. Like,
Yes.
just, yeah. I love
Yes.
that. And I think, you know what, that was something that I was even gonna speak on is like, you have an incredible ability to create an atmosphere. Right, like where you go, like, and that's for real. Like,
I
even
don't
if
know
it's in
about
your
that.
house, like, even if it's in your house, if it's in, I can't remember what that shop was that we were in before, like when we were doing my braids.
Prairie Beauty Zone?
What?
Prairie Beauty
I
Zone?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, but like even when you would come in, all the other hairdressers, all the other the barbers and stuff, they'd be
Yes,
like, "Oh,
that's the
Alexis,
place.
Alexis,"
Yes.
you know, like it was. If you
Love
knew
it.
Alexis, you're good.
Love it.
You're good, you know, and but I think that speaks to what you were just saying is like creating that atmosphere, right?
Yes.
Creating that like consistency in brand
Yes.
awareness that people
Exactly.
would know
Exactly.
what Dark Sugar is and who Dark Sugar
Exactly.
is.
Like
you know?
you're confident that yes, if I go Dark Sugar, I am getting my hair done, and it's not just about getting your hair done. You feel much more better than you came. You're leaving with a little piece of knowledge because as a hairstylist, you're sort of like a therapist to your clients, right? You hear a lot of things.
You're
So,
with them for a long
you know what I
time.
mean?
Yeah.
So I would just like to be that, like I said, just put a smile on your face, just have you leaving better than you came, and just transfer that skill or slash atmosphere to the rest of my future employees. I can't believe I can say that, my employees.
That's crazy.
But I know. That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but
And there are two things there that I really like that you said, and again it speaks to who you are. But a lot of the time in the show I've talked about being of service mindset and how I love that and how I bring that to my personal
Yes.
training. And two, you and I have both talked about this. Like what you just said, you're a therapist. Even
You are.
you're an ear. You listen. You
Yes.
care, and
Yes.
and that's really what makes incredible experience for people
Exactly.
is because they don't just get their hair done.
no,
Right?
they don't.
They get problem
That's
solved.
the difference between
somewhere
A
else.
and B. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I think that's what creates an aspect of longevity in client retention
Exactly.
in a service-based business, which
Yes.
you and I are both in, and,
Yes.
and I mean it's a beautiful thing to be in because
It
being of
is.
service is a godly thing.
It is.
So I love that. Kind of now touching on that,
Yeah.
let's move over to church.
Okay.
Where do you go to church?
I go to church at All Nations Full Gospel Church. It's in
Okay.
St. Mary's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here in the city.
Here in Winnipeg. That wasn't the church I was going to back in Nigeria, but when you come here, you kind of need to revise everything.
Yeah.
But I
Did you
love
church
it.
hop a little bit when you got here?
When I got here,
Yeah.
my mom's a deaconess, so I have no choice. She
Oh, okay.
preaches back home.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I used to preach back home as well.
Really?
Yes. Yes. She forced me. I'm just kidding. But I loved it. That's how I knew I loved to teach. And honestly, how God has put everything together at the right time. He didn't put in hair when I was supposed to preach. He put in preaching first and then hair because my mom's boutique is right beside a hair salon.
Oh, okay.
So I would go there just hang out with them. But I never knew that I was like picking up things. Oh, that's how you do that. Oh, that's how you do that. And when I got here, I had to go to church. She's like, have you found a church? Yes, I'm ordering you a Bible. My Bible is huge. But yeah.
That's awesome. And so you've been going to that same church
Yes.
then since 2012?
Since I came here, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And have you had an opportunity to like get involved with the church or anything?
Absolutely,
Yeah?
yes. I'm part of the youth committee.
Okay.
I did try to preach at some time, but I got shy.
Which baffles me. I don't know how someone like you
Honestly,
could get shy.
because when you come here, you're just so like by yourself. Like you don't know you know what I mean. It's
Yeah.
different. It's like snow. What it's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I'm back. Yeah, I'm
That's
going
awesome.
to get back into that. It's what I love to do. I feel alive when I'm doing it. I feel alive talking here.
Yeah.
If I could take the show from you,
Yeah.
guys.
Alexis, the host of Leo's Touch. Here we go.
But yeah.
I love that. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? Hey, start your own podcast.
I know.
A lot of people will be listening to that.
I
that's
love
for
what
sure.
you're doing. Like,
I appreciate that.
so inspiring. Absolutely. Yes,
appreciate
I'm gonna do it, Parker.
Good. You can borrow my mic if you need to. Andrew, he's a great videographer.
Andrew.
So
Talk later.
awesome. So now with church too as well, is there a large Nigerian demographic at your
yes,
church?
yes.
And is that why you chose that?
But I went there first because a friend introduced me to the church.
Oh, okay.
And it's all nations full gospel, so it's like literally every
I think I've been there
nation.
before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, no. Well, that would be a lie. Part of it is yes because there are a lot of Nigerians there, so it made me feel like I was at home.
Right.
Right, being amongst them, but that wasn't all of the reason. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So now too with that, like going to church and having that, how's that sense of community helped you grow your business and what was that like?
Well, the lovely thing about church is, like you said, it feels like a community. You feel very supported. I remember my first couple customers were from church.
Okay.
Right? Because I sell hair now. Oh, you sell hair? Okay. So it was really nice to be in a church where I felt like, I'm not just going there because I don't want to feel guilty about going to church. I went there because I felt welcome. The pastor is a great pastor. He also had a personal relationship with me, so always checking up on me. Are you okay? And he also saw a light in me. Actually motivated me to start preaching. He's like, I think you should start. You should, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, no, it was great to be in a church when I came here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Otherwise, I may have lost my way because there's a lot of the devil put a lot of distractions in front of you. So
that he does.
Absolutely.
He's very good at that.
Oh yeah.
And that's one thing, at that coming back to the mom topic. My mom is somebody who has been very observant with me, very patient with me in a lot of sense, but she's seen, a lot of evil pass through my life and a lot of, distractions try and take over. But God has blessed me with my mom, having her be my light. Exactly. And I talk about that in other episodes, but having you on the show and you talk so highly of your mom, it just and in faith too as well. That just speaks volumes of the power of a mom.
Absolutely.
And that's just a lovely thing. So now with that all being said, coming back again and wrapping around with the business aspect and how you've built it through faith and stuff like that. When you started, what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced, or maybe are still facing as now an official, business owner, right?
Yes.
And what are some of those challenges that you're facing?
Well, I would say part of it was delivery time. Okay, because I started on a budget. I started with the money I came to Canada with. So when a client makes an order, I have my processing time, of course. You have to let them know it's going to take this amount of time. But what happens is my street smart, my Nigerian smart would try to make as much, how do I put this? Okay, so say you buy a shirt from me, it's $50. I told you come back in 10 days for that shirt. I would get the shirt in 2 days, sell it, get another shirt, sell it. So within that 10-day span, I have used that order to replicate like 7 more orders. And then God forbid the 10th day your shirt didn't come. So do you understand what I mean? So I'm screwed. So that's what I used to do. It's not, don't do that, guys. it's street.
So let me kind of simplify that in the sense of where it's like, so you sell an order
Okay.
right? You and then
I
with
receive
that
an
money
order.
that you sell that order with,
Yes.
then you go and you buy other product that
Yes,
you can sell to other people in the
exactly,
time frame
exactly.
of which
Because I'm using that that revenue to create stock, because that's what I was lacking, stock. So now I have stock. Now I would sell it, keep going. 10 days is up, so now I have to have your thing ready.
Yeah.
And then say it didn't come on time. So I would disappoint a lot of customers because their things weren't ready. However, I made some people happy because I had stock. Right.
Yeah.
He just came and got it. So it was hard.
You're kind of gambling in that
Yes,
sense, right?
exactly.
So now, kind of taking that lesson, right, and now making sure that you're
Yes.
probably a lot more
Oh, yes,
financially able to
absolutely. Yes.
to restock yourself.
Yes.
But so kind of you had a gambling tendency with your customers
Yes.
in that sense.
Because I had to make it work.
Yeah.
Then it wasn't about dark DS. It was more about, we have to make as much money as we can. Like
Right.
it was hustling. That
Yeah.
was straight up hustle. But now be more educated and understanding customer satisfaction and experience and branding and all the million things
Yeah.
that goes into having a brand. Yeah, I know better. What was the question again?
What were the challenges that you were facing?
So that was definitely one major challenge.
Okay. And that was a challenge that you faced in the beginning when you
in the
first
beginning,
started.
yes,
Okay.
yes, because I started as a hustle,
Okay.
right? Yeah, I was doing my own thing until God said, no.
Yeah.
I'm not the God of disappointments.
Right.
I'm a God of happiness, fulfillment. Like, yeah,
Love that.
yes.
So now with this question, what are the challenges for you today?
So I would say one major challenge right now is finding balance.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, I know what now not to do in business, but
Right.
I'm at that age where I want to, live my best life
yeah.
in quotes, have fun, with my friends, make sure my youth doesn't pass me by. I want to go out, but I cannot be a leader. I cannot be who I see myself in 10 years from now if I don't make the sacrifices now.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to, have less, what's the word now?
Fun.
Less nights out.
Sure.
I need to.
And you're a pretty social person. Like
You know what I mean?
you like to do that stuff.
Yes.
Which is fine. Which
You
is
know?
great. Like you need to celebrate. Like you're kicking ass, taking names.
Exactly. But there's a lot more work, Parker. It's
I believe it.
yes. I work full time.
Honestly, Alexis, listening to your schedule when we've talked before, it makes me sweat. It makes me. I thought I had it tough with the training schedules.
I wanted to train. I want to go to the gym, but
Yeah.
a client is trying to book me at that time, or I have an interview with Parker.
Hey.
It's just finding balance and just not losing sight of God, not losing sight of Him. Because you can get really carried away when things are going really great and forget where the source of all this is coming from. It's not by who am I? There's way smarter people than me. Like, it's just the grace of God. So it's balance and
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Balance seems to be once everybody kind of gets their flow, gets going, gets
Yes.
momentum with their business, that balance is something that often is the thing to be lost in the middle. And it's funny
Yes.
with, it's kind of a pun
Yes.
with balance, but
exactly.
But for that being said, it's like with balance, I think I don't really like to keep talking about
Of course.
COVID, all that crap. But it's like
it's real.
it made us take a little bit of a minute,
Absolutely.
and so kind of speaking on that, and we'll touch a little bit on that.
Okay.
So how did COVID affect your business, and how is it affecting your business today?
Christ. Believe it or not, COVID was actually great for my business.
Interesting.
It was great. Amazing. I know, that's very not nice.
How
to
so?
say
And
because people have died from COVID.
dying, yeah.
But for business, if you're smart, you would know that a lot of people are going online these days.
But your website is like
you know what I mean?
awesome now.
Thank you.
Like it's beautiful.
Thank you. So bad news for brick and mortar businesses, but great news for online businesses. your customers are now on their phones. They have more time on their phones. You have their attention now. So it's up to you to bring up amazing marketing, ads. And
Right.
so it was time for me to just put my head down and, okay, marketing. So it was great for business. I just had to do the work. I couldn't get carried away with the COVID depression and just be in my room and be like, oh,
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. So now with COVID, now with COVID kind of being a benefit to your business, now realizing, because we're not done, we're not out of this. We're, quarantine is coming back around,
Yes.
whether we like it or not.
Yes.
How is your business positioned to be able to be even more successful this go around like it was in the first round?
Well, I think for me, I've tried to time to customers' emotion, because when you sell something, it's not just about the product; it's about emotion as well. So I know that a lot of people are, going through a hard time this period. Depression, of course, winter depression, like so many depression.
Don't even get me started on that.
Yeah. So just positioning my brand in a way where it, brings you, like when you see dark, you want to see dark because it makes you you want to see an ad. I don't know how to explain. So I'm not really good with words.
No, that's good. Yeah.
So you see an ad
for
for Coke, and it's so fun, and like you want to watch the ad a million times. Now you want to get a Coke. That's,
they tell a story. They
you know
don't
what I
just
mean?
like $5.99. Get
exactly.
Yeah.
If you think about it, why would I want to get my hair done? Like I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Actually, it should be a decline for business. Like people are not buying hair extensions because, but just letting people know that it doesn't matter. You can still look great at home. I mean, everyone's on the internet now making videos, and so it's like you have to think 10 steps ahead, and just like I said, tie into customer emotion, and create a bomb ad.
Create a bomb ad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what, and that kind of allows us to go into the last couple segments here of the show, but making sure that or tapping into the customer's emotion.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And the relationships.
Yes.
With your customers.
Yes.
How have you focused? So what was your experience just being perceptive of yourself when you first started with your customers? Like we talked a little bit about that already.
Yes.
But what would you say your customer satisfaction from a relationship standpoint with these people is like then to now?
Not a lot has changed. Then I'm all about people. I care about people. To be honest, I used to think I was not a great business person because, I would do your hair, and if you told me you couldn't pay now, I'd tell you, okay. Like for me, it was just creating something great and just seeing you like it and having trust in you that you would keep your, like it wasn't too much of a business transaction for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like you didn't rip their hair off as soon as they told you that they were gonna.
I just love people. So and like, how do I put this? People love to be loved. I think like love is the one thing that connects everyone together. So who wouldn't want to go back to that stylist who made them feel great and did their hair great, which is the most important thing, right? If you didn't do my hair great, I don't think I would have go back. As opposed to now, I think now is just me evolving into a better businesswoman. So knowing that yes, you may love people, but we are in the world, so you have to get your numbers right. So it was just more of me just learning that part, but the relationship with my customers never changed. They love me because of how they feel when they're around me, and because I do a good job and I'm honest. Honesty is very important. If you don't know how to do something, just say it right there. And most times we've in our experience is like, okay, I love it, just do whatever you think, because like they trust you now.
100%. So for everybody, just to kind of speak on that, I wanted dreads in my hair. I know some people probably like what?
Yeah.
Like, cause there a point, like a lot of people hadn't seen it, and you've never done that before on somebody,
type of hair.
And so like I was more than willing just to work with you because I had full faith in you.
Yes, it
Right?
can be scary sometimes.
Even though it was stressful as hell for you.
I don't know. Yeah.
But no, I had complete faith in you. But that's
exactly.
because you took so much time to develop a
Yes.
relationship
Yes.
with me, and
Honesty.
anybody who says anything, if Andrew's like, I want to get dreads, I'm gonna tell you to go to Alexis.
It's like, Andrew, I don't know.
but I love that, and I love that you said nothing's really changed from then to now.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best answer, right? Because the way that you started off and your intentions to take care of people is what you've kept consistent throughout that time, and I think that's what's paid so much dividends to you, and that's why you are where you are.
Yes.
So I love that. Last question here for you, as we wrap up.
Okay.
There is an Alexis getting off a plane right now.
Hi, Alexis.
What advice would you give to her now? Somebody who's starting out similar position as you.
Yeah.
Trust in God, trust in faith.
Yes.
What would you say to her right now?
I would say, Alexis, first of all, kudos to you for coming to a strange land, a place you've never been, and just knowing in your heart that you're going to be great. I'll say that's amazing. I would say make good friends. Friends are everything. You're the average of your 5 friends, so make good connections. Don't stop being yourself. I think being yourself is very important in a world where people want to be, who they're not. If that makes sense. I would say trust God. It's hard. It's hard because you will experience some things in the beginning that will shake your faith in God, but just trust Him. Just know that He has nothing but good, a good life for you. It has nothing but, there's a word I'm looking for. It's not coming. But, He will not put you through more than you can handle. He will never put you through more than you can handle. You have to upgrade yourself to handle that situation. You can be anybody you want to be. You've got this. You know my number, but yeah.
You're gonna make me cry.
No, you can do it. You can do it.
I love that.
Do it, yeah.
Love that. Alexis, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Parker.
Yeah, this was a ton of fun. And for everybody who is interested, Dark Sugar is the plug, right?
Yes.
Plug yourself right now, just so people know. Where would they go if they want to find you?
Yes.
Where do they go?
So you would go on www.darksugar, and sugar is spelled differently, SHUGAR.com.
SHUGR? Okay.
Yes,
okay.
sugar, I know.
It's cool. It's
on
like,
Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Copyrights were trademarked. Instagram, Twitter, website. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you
thank you again, Alexis, for coming on, and thank you for kicking off the aspect of faith. Absolutely. And God is good.
Yes, all the time.
All the time. Appreciate you, Alexis. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for listening to as well. Please like, comment, and share this episode with somebody who you think would appreciate this episode. And until next time, take it easy, and we'll see you guys again.